Yeah.
Yeah. Or you will be in a week or so. Okay. Firm X is being acquired by Firm Y. Let's see if I can make this bigger without losing anything. Firm X is being acquired by Firm Y for $35,000 worth of Firm Y stock. By the way, one of the things you want to look for on one of these questions when deciding whether to answer it on the first round or the second round. If it's a stock acquisition, okay to do it on the first round, fairly simple. If it's a cash acquisition, fairly simple. If it's a stock acquisition, it may be painful. And so if I ran into this one, and it says what's the actual cost, that's going to be a multiple step process, right? So if it's a stock acquisition, it's a little difficult. If it's cash, it's fairly easy. Okay, so Firm X is being acquired by Firm Y for $35,000 of Firm Y stock. The incremental value of the acquisition is $2,500. So we know this is a stock acquisition. The value of the firm is going to be equal to the standalone value of A plus the standalone value of B plus the incremental value of the acquisition. We already have the incremental value of the acquisition as $2,500. Are you with me so far? Okay. By the way, I'll go ahead and let's see, Firm X is being acquired by Firm Y. So, let's leave it empty. Okay, so the incremental value is $2,500. Firm X has 2,000 shares of outstanding at $16 a share. What is the standalone value of Firm X? Can anyone tell me?
32,000.
Very good, 32,000. Now, B we always say is the one that's being acquired, so that's where I'm going to put that. And then the standalone value of the other one is $1,200 at $40 a share. So what's 1,200 times 40? 48,000. Very good. $48,000 plus $32,000 is $80,000. I'm getting $82,500. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. That's the value of this whole thing together. Now, let's see. What shall we do next? So, we know that the NPV is equal to the standalone value of B. Oh, no, we don't know. So, we're going to say BB star minus the cost to acquire. Is that correct? So that's where they're asking us for the actual cost to acquire. So this is actually what we're looking for right here. And what we're going to try to find out is how many shares are they offering for this thing? How many shares did they say they're going to do it for? Oh, they say they're going to do it for $35,000. So how do I turn $35,000 into an equivalent number of Firm Y shares?
You divide it by 100. Wait. Can you ask that again?
How do I turn this number of dollars into an equivalent number of Firm Y shares?
Oh,
Price.
you divide it by 40.
Divided by 40. Very good. And so how many shares are we looking at here? 875, is that right?
This is the bidder shares, correct?
Yeah, so the bidder is offering their own shares, right? The bidder has to offer their own shares. So I trust you, but I'm going to verify here. For 35,000, divide by 40 equals 875. Okay, so now this is additional Firm Y shares. How many Firm Y shares were there to begin with?
1,200.
1,200. And so now we're looking at total shares being equal to 2,075. How did I get 2,075?
You added 875 to 12.
875 to 1,200. Are you with me so far? Okay, now I know how many shares are outstanding in the merged firm. I also know what the value of the merged firm is. Now I can take this, divide by that, and come up with the new share price for the merged firm. Do you see that? Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take, so this is going to be price per share. 82,500 divide by 875. What do we get? Is it 82,500?
94,
We get what, $94.29? Something's going wrong here.
Sorry, you dividing?
Yeah,
Oh, I divided by 875, that's why. Whew! 82,500 divide by 2075. Ah, now we're back. Okay, $39.76 a share. Of course, we're not going to round that. We're going to leave it in the calculator. Now, let's ask this. If the new shares are worth $39.76 a piece, and we had to give up 875 shares to get there, how much did the acquisition cost? So we had to give them 875 shares. We had to give them 875 shares that were worth $39.76 a piece.
yeah.
Okay? So all we have to do is multiply 875 times 39.76. And it gives us the answer. Whew! So, now I will say this. It is harder to do this live without it in front of a classroom than it is to do it on paper. But, all that said, do you see it still can mess with your head? Do you see why I told you to leave the stock ones until whoop, later? Okay. Other questions? Why do you think that the share price is actually lower afterwards than it was before? So before it was what, $40 a share? Hubris! I like it. So let's look for a mathematic evidence of the hubris. What was the standalone value of the target? $32,000. And they're given 35 here. VB star should have been VB plus delta V. And that would give all of the gain to the target shareholders. VB star is 32,000 and the incremental value is 2,500. The most they should have spent on this acquisition was 34,500, and these idiots offered 35,000. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make any sense to do that. So, what does that mean? It means if we were just to interpret their offer, they would think that this delta V is at least 3,000. They think that. Are they right? No. I was having this conversation with Ms. Craven about people. This is the thing about managers at bidding firms. Have you ever seen these people on the dance floor that think they're really good, but they're actually not? They're just up there dancing their heart out, and people are laughing at them. Those people on the dance floor, probably CEOs of bidding firms. Question?